Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, October 14th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in the NFL with Carson Wentz interception at minus 110 on BetMGM. Unfortunately for us, we expected Wentz to throw the ball more, and we simply put did not get that much volume. We overestimated how decent or mediocre Chicago's run defense was because it really wasn't good at all. And Washington, who was awful on the ground all season long, really ran the ball well, and they ended up leaning on the ground game as a result. And what was a really just awful game of football. But either way, I picked up a loss on the prop. Look for a bounce back winner here on Friday. And for today's play of the day, going to college football, looking at a game between Navy and SMU taking place at around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this matchup, look at team total in this one. We like a Navy team total over 22.5 points at minus 115 on DraftKings. Time recording of 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Cover reasons why I like Navy team total over in this spot. First reason, Navy offensively to start the season was absolutely atrocious as Navy only scored, for example, 7 points against Delaware. However, as the season has progressed, it seems like after the bye week, Navy's offense kind of got it going as it has scored at least 23 points in each of its last two conference games, including an offensive explosion last week as Navy scored 53 points against Tulsa. And in that game, Navy ran the triple option to perfection as Navy had 455 rushing yards, 6.6 yards per carry, and 5 rushing touchdowns. And that's important because, like Tulsa, SMU is also awful at stopping the run. SMU is allowing 198.8 rushing yards per game against FBS competition, which ranks 114th in the nation. So I think Navy should be able to have a lot of quality drives with the triple option attack. And SMU, besides the awful ground game, has really been awful in general defensively, as SMU has allowed at least 34 points in each of its last 3 games. Plus, SMU also goes extremely up-tempo offensively, so Navy might get a lot of plays because SMU's offense might be on the field for a minute per drive. But SMU ranks third in the nation in offensive plays per game. So I do think that the defense might get fatigued, especially in the second half, if SMU continues to go warp speed throughout the entire game. Not to mention the fact that Mordecai is also very turnover prone, and Navy could potentially pick up some short fields if Mordecai is not careful and turns the ball over. But SMU also had some off the field issues, as it had several players about a week or so ago who opted out for the rest of the season, including a couple of key pieces to the defense. So you might be able to argue that the coach has kind of lost the locker room, especially during this losing streak. And I wonder if the team might just no-show the game. So we'll see what happens there. But Navy, historically speaking, has been phenomenal offensively against SMU. It's a crazy stat, but it is true. Navy has scored at least 24 points in each of the last 12 meetings. And the team total here is 22.5. I understand that Navy's offense was awful to start the year, which is probably why the offensive numbers suggest that Navy isn't that good offensively. However, the point is Navy seems to finally have gotten its groove, and I do think that after scoring 53 points against an awful run defense last week, some of that success and momentum should carry over into this game. You might also see a couple of play action passes, and SMU is atrocious against the pass as well. I think Navy could burn SMU for potentially a 70-yard passing touchdown, for example, which could result in some quick points. But for an offense that finally got it going against a run defense that's terrible and against a defense overall that's allowed 34 points in each of the last 3 games and is facing a team that might have quit in its head coach, I think Navy should fare well here. I think they got a shot to win the game, but I am concerned about their overall pass defense against SMU. So instead, I'm going to back Navy's offense against SMU's defense, and hopefully Navy's offense gets to at least 23. So play that once again here for Friday, October 14th. Is going to be on Navy team total over 22.5 at minus 115 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.